The All Faces podcast is now sponsored by Tyre Spot, the Northeast's leading tyre supplier with branches across the region. Tyre Spot don't just do tyres, they cover everything from servicing to wheel alignment. They can handle every aspect of your car's maintenance. For more information, visit tyrespot.co.uk. Enjoy the episode. Hello, welcome back to the Always Smiling Faces podcast on the Gallagher Shots YouTube channel. You have all four of us consecutive weeks. Is it 2? Is it 3 weeks in a row that's been all four? Could possibly be 3.
Could be the guy, yeah.
But yeah, we are back and we're going to be looking at the last week as Newcastle United fans. And I'm going to get the ball rolling because...
Into the corner flag.
Into the corner flag from kickoff. Straight from kickoff. I'm chucking into the corner flag. Bournemouth had a weird one as well, where they just kicked it up in the air, but we'll get onto that.
It was a bit better.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this on a positive note straight away, and I'm probably gonna get accused of being a happy clapper at this point. I know we should be swapping seats tonight, Mark. All things considering, and all things that could have potentially gone wrong, I think that's a very, very, very good point away from home.
Do we normally lose those games, Christopher?
Yes.
There you go, then.
We drew there last season.
Well,
I think if you throw in the mix that the changes that were made as well, when let's not lie, when everybody saw that starting 11, everybody thought, this isn't great. Shock. And I was expecting to probably go and lose that game when I saw that starting 11. But I think there's some positive things to take from that game. So some great things to take from the game. But I think there's a couple of question marks in regards to certain positions in there as well.
I think if you look at the starting lineup, I didn't think we'd get anything. If I'm being truthful, I thought we're going to really, really be up against it and struggle. So I should have been thrilled when we got a point, really. But I can't say I was. Like, I was happy we got a point. Don't get us wrong. And I definitely think there was some great performances there, which we'll come on to. But I was a bit like, oh God, like. It just reeked of Leeds again a bit. Not as bad as Leeds before.
It wasn't
as bad. Sorry, man.
Yeah, we can.
It definitely
worst performance you've ever seen in your life
again. It wasn't.
Oh, come on. It was awful.
It wasn't entertaining. It was far from it, Besty. But yeah, having said that, it's a point from away from home, which I can't really grumble at, especially when there's been so many changes as well.
A point away from home immediately following the Champions League game as well. There's loads of little teams often struggle when they play in Europe. I'm normally away from home. Which we've got to do because obviously Barca was at home on Thursday. There's loads of little things. I'm really conflicted by it because it was a terrible, terrible game to watch, and we offered nothing going forward. Had that Jacob Murphy shot in the first half. That was, the keeper should save that. Obviously Voltemana does get fouled in the box, but nothing came of that. But they didn't have a shot on target in the second half.
I don't think we had a shot in the second half.
However, the only shot that Bournemouth had in the second half was from a free kick that shouldn't have been given. So we're tied them up just as well as they tied us up. And against the team that's won all the games this season in the league, with the exception of Liverpool, where they still scored twice past Liverpool, could be 4-2 in the first game of the season. Semenyo's in great form. I think they've created more chances than anyone else in the league. I might be wrong on that. I've read something like that today. I think I'm conflicted because defensively it was brilliant. It wasn't just that we didn't concede. It was that we didn't really give anything away. Like I say, that one shot in the second half came from a free kick. 20 yards out, and it was Pope. Pope does well with it, but he's got to save it, So in that regard, it was a brilliant performance.
And I think obviously what we saw against Leeds.
Don't do that. You can't say. I've just said it in that regard. It was a brilliant performance, and that's the bit. But going forward, far from a brilliant performance.
It was, yeah.
It was rotten, and those stuff like I don't know Lewis Hall played. You could tell it was his first game back. I think a little bit rusty, but you're going to get first games back. Like Chow maybe was looking not to get sent off. There was another Barnes again when he came on, didn't do a great deal.
Willock,
Joe Willock, and obviously I only saw the second half, so I don't have the whole game because I was down the beach with the kids.
I forgot he was playing.
You didn't miss much from him in the first half.
All I saw I had on my phone in the first half. I saw Murphy's shot, I saw a disallowed goal, which was much closer than I thought it was.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the angle, isn't it? When you're lucky, like you think see Tino and you think, oh, he's miles off.
Because he goes off and runs back on
It's
side.
Chow plays
Angle
well.
of the pitch, isn't it?
Tino should do better. Like, I mean, that's probably a thing. But I was looking at my phone, I was like, that's offside that. And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, oh god, that's still looking.
It was only like a shin pads width.
It was very, very narrow. So yeah, defensively, it was textbook, excellent, brilliant, especially with all the changes. Going forward, there's mitigation here. Gordon's suspended still. Walter Marta is brand new to the league, still settling in. Actually played well, I thought. And he's hold up play, his touches are really good, but he needs to be more robust. That'll come. Whistler's injured, so there's that. But yeah, it was not cause for concern. Sorry, Chris, I'll do the whole show.
This is
well, Jesus Christ.
Just send us a postcard when we can try.
He's talking about a lot. He only watches right now.
I mean, when I saw the team, I thought we're going to give them all the ball here in the centre of the park. But given how we've played against them the last 2 times, well, the last how many times?
Fancy a pint? We'll come back in like half an hour.
I need more than that.
Go on, Besty.
It was a good point, wasn't it? I thought.
Yours or the point away.
Oh no, Mike!
I've completely forgot what his point was.
I've made several. I've kind of made several half points.
What I want to try and do is Deka, and we're going to stick with the defense, right? Because this is where I think we're going to get the most positives out of you in this situation.
Oh yeah.
Can I start it with a negative then on the defense?
No, we'll come back. We'll come back to you. So sticking with the positives is, if I'm saying sticking with the positives, I'm going to go back to that Leeds game. But that formation, we played a very similar formation against Leeds. I think with Hall returning at left back and Tino coming back in at right back, I think that formation, even though it was the same, played out and panned out completely different to what it did at Leeds, because you've got 2 actual wing backs that are ready to push forward, where I think it's a bit more reserved with Trips in there. I think the 3 centre backs that were had, I thought they've done fantastic, especially Botman, who I've been worried about with his injury record. I thought he came in there and he played in the centre of that centre back partnership, so he's obviously fit and ready to go playing in that, because that's a hard role to play. Especially when Dan Burns playing in left wing.
I thought Botman was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Some sort of last-ditch headers, if you like. I'm not saying that they would have resulted in goals, but certainly chances. He's reading of the game. He was really good on the ball. I thought Burn was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Even going forward, he was trying his best. He was doing really well. You know what I mean?
He was sprinting.
He was I thought Chow was excellent as well. I agree with Besty. There's probably maybe could have been sent off.
But I think that would have been harsh, though.
No, I'm with you, but that's the yellow card. I'm sorry, that's the yellow card.
They're both yellow cards.
If the first one isn't, if he doesn't get booked for the first one, the second one's a yellow card.
Yes, I think one he's doing that because it was 60 seconds between the 2.
I think
he used common sense. I think the ref did. I think he did the right thing. I'm just saying, if he had been sent off, I wouldn't have.
I'm glad that he does the ref as well. He thinks he's.
He panics, but it's one of those ones where. Yes, he does foul him, but he can't go anywhere. He's not like.
Would you be if it was the other way around and say it was?
Well, look, was Trent at Liverpool when he was at St James's Park? Was Trent? They'd done 2 fouls in quick succession. He didn't get that second one.
Yeah, but the Trent one out on the touchline that's a foul. That one's the player runs into him.
Still 2 yellow cards.
Was one of them kicking the ball away?
Oh, sorry, you mean
it was the handball?
Trent
was the first one. I think
he kicked the ball away, then he flattened Gordon. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, because Emma was at the match and he was like, "That was never a yellow card." The first one, I was like, "No, it was like." He literally just gets the ball. Like, you know what I mean? But besides that, I honestly don't want to stay on that, because they were amazing, them 3 together. They were absolute. There was a great balance between them. The only thing I'd say about the formation again, though, for all, I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, it worked better today." I can't see how it did. I think defensively we're sound against Leeds. We can't do anything going forward, man. Like,
yeah, but that's not necessarily the fault of the defense.
No. I'm answering the second part of his question. His first part was how I meant with the back 3, and I'm saying they were unbelievable. And he's saying that the formation worked better this time. I don't think it worked better. I think it was just the same. Now, the other problem we've got with Altamara is, and it'll be better when we have the personnel around him, because obviously he comes deep for the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's got no pace at all at going behind. So their defense can just squeeze up the field. Willett couldn't catch a bus at the minute, so there's no threat of pace. So the defense can just squeeze up the field.
Do you think this is where a lot of Voldemort's frustration was coming from? Because as the game went on, he was getting unbelievably frustrated because people were just lumping the ball at him, and he was constantly saying "to me feet." He just wanted it constantly.
Yeah, there was even a few passes that someone tried to. I think it might have been Tino. I could be wrong. Fizzed one into him, and he lost control. And he went,
He smashed it.
I need it on the ground, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And some of his link-up play in the first half was lovely.
Yeah.
He did a lovely pass out wide to Murphy. I think that might have been actually the shot that Murphy had, or maybe he crossed it. And absolutely, listen, the guy's got a lot of quality when the ball's played into him. Just the problem I have is that there's nothing in behind. You can't stretch a team with him. So that's when you'll need the wingers. The wingers have to step up and do that. Which that's why, again, I was really pissed off Alanga wasn't on. For me, that guy, for some reason, cannot be a sub. Like, when he comes off the bench,
It's weird, isn't it?
he can't do it. Like, I'm sorry.
It's the opposite of Bonds.
Yeah, like, I thought Bonds came on, looked really lively and sharp. Alanga comes off the bench, it's like he's a fan again. But when he starts the game, look at the Barca performance. God, he looked brilliant when he was on.
Really
Maybe people do struggle. Some players are better coming off the bench. But Alanga, certainly, from the 2 times he's done it.
I think that the opposition plays a lot in that as well, because obviously Barcelona were a lot further up the pitch, allowing that space in behind, whereas Bournemouth, albeit they like to get forward, they weren't overcommitting like Barcelona were at times. So it doesn't give you
much opportunity. Mark, I'm just asking him to trap a ball here. Just trap a ball and pass it 5 yards.
I mean, the Walter thing, go back to that a bit. I think that he was more isolated. If you got 2 in the midfield with wingers, you haven't got that. Look at the goal against Barca. I mean, we'll come to Barca, I've got no doubt later on, but the goal against Barca, it's loads of one-touch stuff. And he's involved in that. Just touch off, I think, the Sandro who gives it, Bruno who gives it, and you'll get that off him if he comes deeper.
They start from the back 4.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it's a beautiful goal.
It's a beautiful share, I think. Ciao. But I think that's the kind of thing that you're going to see him doing a lot, is bringing the ball, dropping the ball off. Maybe he's giving it to a midfielder, then it goes out wide, and then it comes to Gordon or goes to Alanga or goes to it and advancing. Joe Linton against Wolves, wasn't it, when he scored the goal? Joe Linton was kind of going forward. We were talking about last week.
Like overlapping,
yeah. See, so I think that's what Voldemort is going to do. Is he'll score goals, but I think it's also what he gives you 30, 40 yards from goal, where he brings other players into play. Yeah, that's right. But with fewer midfielders, if you let Bournemouth swamp the midfielders as it did yesterday, then he just hasn't got the options.
No, he hasn't. He was getting drowned out, and it's not his fault. That's not his fault at all. I think with that formation as well, what I was hoping to see, but it just never happened. Of course, you've got your wing backs, and I was really hoping for them to get at moments in the game. I'm not saying all the time, of course, but get so high up the field that your Willocks and your Murphys could actually come and join Volta, come central a bit, and allow them to be almost the wingers, if that makes your wing backs.
That was the bit that was missing for me.
And it just didn't happen.
Your Willock and Murphy just weren't close enough to him to pick it up, and you would have thought by playing in that way, particularly with we're essentially playing 2 holding midfielders in Miley and Tonali, that would have brought in those ones. But we just almost seemed to stick in a rigid 5-4-1. And yes,
that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was.
Did get forward, but that's when you want that overcrowding, and you can keep your 2 sitting in the middle, because you've then got your 2 wing backs bombing on forward as a 2, then another 2 in front of that and 1 in the middle. It's coming in.
Do you not think it's a huge? We've still got that huge hangover from the whole Isaac situation, though, because we're literally as a team, we're having to learn how to play a completely different style of football.
Absolutely, and we're having to do it in match, with
a player that got no Premier League experience 100%. Whatsoever.
I hate to talk about Isaac again, but we all have to just collectively understand that it's going to take the players time, because they're playing with a striker that none of them have played that style with before. We haven't had a player like him. We just haven't. So it is going to take a long time. It's going to take him time to adapt to the league and us, but ultimately we're going to have to adapt to him as well.
It's been a very long time since I can remember us playing more centrally than what we are now, because over the last few seasons we've been so reliant on those wing players. Now it's complete opposite.
We're totally transitioning the way that we play with him in the team. And I think when Vissa's available, then we will be able to play more like we have in the past, because we've got somebody that is more on the front 4 and wanting to play rather than playing with the back to goal. But there's absolutely time and a place for both of them to be playing in one game or another. But the key thing is, and bang on about it again, is you have to get players in and around them. As Besty just said before there, the Barcelona game and the goal in that one absolutely shows that when you get players in and around him, and that's why I thought maybe you would have seen Bonds, because we know Bonds likes.
You don't players in him.
Well, he likes those little 1-2s and touches, the triangles and stuff like that. Maybe not having the experience, and I understand why we're doing it, of not having Joe Linton and Bruno in there, particularly Bruno, because he's played so many good games in a.
Were you shocked that he didn't even make an appearance?
Yeah. I did think they would come on later.
That's 20 minutes
in the game as things were going, try and get back into the game.
I was really surprised.
I don't know if there's more in it than that, because even Bruno came out on his Insta, didn't he, and said like his body's feeling it, kind of thing.
Which it will.
He had only just in the press conference leading into the Barcelona game, Besty had said that Eddie Howe has been numerous times when he said, "Oh, I'm going to leave you out this," and Bruno's like, "You're not. I'm playing."
Yeah.
And I think he's broke the record for consecutive appearances, 68 appearances or something like that. Yeah. Obviously, he's hit that target
when he's been fit and
exactly. Yeah. Then obviously the next opportunity, he's out with the team.
Yeah, and he was knackered against Barcelona. Even like at half time, he was on his hunkers. In fact, in the first half, I think it might have been, there was a break in play. I forget what for now. And Bruno was like, he was catching his breath then. By the end, and he runs so much. I think he always. I seem to recall that he's always top of the league for kind of distance covered in match.
Very slowly, man. But yeah,
he covers a lot of distance, just not quickly.
Every game.
Yeah. So he's. You understand why being knackered like so, and he's been away with Brazil in international break playing at altitude as well. They play Bolivia. Am I right in thinking?
Yeah.
So that takes out here as well.
I had no real issue with Bruno not playing. I got it. It was more so Elanga for me. Like I just feel like he needs games, like, you know what I mean. And I don't know. I just felt he might have played like. Yeah. Again, it's about pace.
He's got a huge opportunity coming up on Wednesday night. You would fully expect him to play Wednesday night against Bradford.
I don't know.
Really?
It's weird because you know for a fact Gordon's going to be back up front.
I think this will be up front.
I hope so.
Against Bradford, probably Zula against about his level.
Yeah.
Like,
There he is.
I don't think that level.
There he is.
I don't even believe that. I just wanted to say that again for Mark's benefit. I don't know. Like when you look at the Barcelona game, Elanga caused he was up that one there with Murphy's air shot and the one that Barnes has saved. Like Elanga's done both those, but then the goal's Murphy, and it's a perfectly weighted ball by Murphy. So I don't know who I put in the team first.
I could be wrong here, but I know when I watched Forest last season, not obviously every game, Elanga without doubt play on the right. I get it. Yeah. But I've definitely seen him play on the left a few times as well.
He has played
because he can use kind of both feet as well. There's loads of times I've been screaming out to get him on the left because Murphy, I definitely think there's a link-up play between Voltemada and Murphy.
Great.
You can see that there, and that's great to see. And Murphy's delivery, if I'm being honest here, right, if we take him out of that team, I'm unsure, actually, who's going to create a goal for us if we take Murphy out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he has to stay in. Like, I'm not saying against Wednesday for Bradford. I'm not saying necessarily that game, but for Arsenal, I want Murphy on. Like, bloody hell! Like, can you believe I'm saying that? But let's be very honest. His output is phenomenal, and if you take him out the team, I'm unsure who's going to create anything, because I think I had this debate with you before, maybe last week, about the midfield three when Joe Linton plays Bruno and Tonali. Listen, I love them and they're fantastic. Blah, blah. I still don't think we'll get enough assists or goals out of them three.
Yeah,
we're basically we're relying on the wide players to do everything, really, creative wise.
But again, that's because of the way that we've been set up and play.
Perhaps.
Really, for the last 2 years, isn't it?
Well, perhaps
very little goes through the middle. Whereas
this is where
that's the transition we're now taking, isn't it?
But I think then we'll go back to those wide players being closer to the likes of Voltemada, so he can collect the ball and move that possession transition right up the field for likes of the wingers to get on the score sheet, which you would hope. It hasn't helped the fact that Gordon gets sent off in the first home game of the season as well. Right. That hasn't helped whatsoever, because we're now relying on Barnes on that left wing, and I don't even know what sort of player Barnes is anymore. Like, I really don't. Like,
he struggled, hasn't he, this season?
Honestly, it's been a roller coaster with Barnes. Like, when we first signed him, I think it was me and you, Deka, that questioned it, the fact that we had bought Gordon, then we had Barnes, we had bought in for a high fee as well. Yeah. I'm saying high fee, it wasn't that high, but we had two players, and I know you need two players fighting for every position. But then obviously we're proved wrong to a certain extent, because he comes on and he starts scoring crucial goals that are winning us games when he comes off the bench. Then he gets his opportunity in that starting 11, and he's just not doing it. Not even close to doing it for me.
He was a little bit unlucky, wasn't he? Because I remember that Villa game, the first game of the season, a couple of years ago. He came on and I think he scored in that game, or he certainly made one for Wilson, maybe both actually. But then he got that big injury at Bramall in the 8-0. Then he barely played. On months and months and months after that.
Yeah,
it didn't look that bad.
Run it
up, it'd be all right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Dr. Mark.
So he was a bit unlucky in that regard, but he's had like a year, let's say a season and a half, maybe now, maybe a bit less than that, where he's been fit. And like you say, Kris has been streaky. We'll keep saying the start of last season, he started great.
No, he missed a fair bit last season, because obviously he missed a big chunk where Gordon came in and then picked things up. And
was that an
injury,
it actually
tied in nicely, the pair of them with their the little purple patches that they had.
Was that not just a selection thing rather than being an injury thing, though?
No, he was out injured for a bit.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't want it to be too negative here, but I think anyone will admit that coaching a team to defend well is easier than coaching a team to score goals. It just is. It's easier to disrupt play. It's easier to set up, etc., etc. And I looked at that team, and I know the personnel was not what we would expect or want to see. But I immediately, when I seen the team, if you stop Murphy here, I can't see where we're going to score a goal. We've got what a team full of 6-footers, bigger than that. Set pieces are just shambles. Set pieces. We never look like scoring from a set piece.
So what I'm going to do things a bit different, and if we mention something about similar to what a question is being sent in, I'll bring it up on screen straight away. So if anybody does have any questions, send them in. And like I said, if it gets mentioned by one of us, we'll highlight your question as well. So this one comes on from El Grande Salmon Deka, and he says, "Do we need another coach to to teach the set piece coach how to do set pieces?"
Well, now, do you know when Tyndall was doing it on his tour?
Mm-hmm.
I remember a lot of times there was like, short corners things and some mad movements going on.
The routines,
like routines and stuff. And we got a couple of goals from it, you know what I mean? And it was quite imaginative. I'm not saying out. Well, I say he's hit the first man, to be quite honest with you, which I know is just.
And I think we've had about at least 6 players try to take corners in this season.
Alanga took one, and I knew what was coming. Yeah, just knew before he even took the ball. I thought he's going to hit the first man. I said it to me, Dad.
They said it on commentary, and it was quite funny on commentary. I'm not sure which one I was watching. I don't think it was the one on Sky Sports on the weekend. It must be a foreign one that I was watching. And they said that because I highlighted all the players that we had in the box, all the tall lads compared to Bournemouth's smaller side.
Yeah.
And they're saying, Newcastle lads are towering above them. This must be a great opportunity for them. And then 2 seconds later, Langer hits the first man. They went, as long as he gets it in the box.
Yeah.
No, that was on
the Sky. It's frustrating, isn't it?
It's this is what I worry.
Glenn Murray, the penalty merchant.
I am a little bit worried about, and I'm sure we'll get it right. Listen, we'll get it right. I'm just saying, early doors, what's coming up. I'm just worried about what that goal threat.
Tony Timebridge said, "Let Tonali take them." He was doing them the week before.
Well, that's the mad thing is Tonali used to take all of the set pieces for Milan. Well, not all of them, but like a good majority for Milan and Italy. He comes here and he kind of take a free kick. He kind of take a corner or an out. Well, I think he even struggle with bloody goal kicks.
He's really good at kicking and out to play right next to the corner flag.
Exactly.
So if he can do that, surely.
Why can't you put it into the box?
You would think so.
Into a danger zone.
Do you know what I did find funny from that kickoff that we had? I can't remember which Bournemouth player it was. He was almost ready on the side of the pitch with the ball and took it straight back on.
It's ludicrous, that for me. I'll never get my head around it. And listen, we might score a goal from it, and I might change my tune. But for a football that's so obsessed with keeping the ball and having possession, to just give it away straight away blows my mind. Sorry, but it does. It gets her up the field, but how old are we? That's like
I was just going to repeat what I said.
When I was 9 or 10 year old, it used to be like down the line with your throw-ins, and like awful. Kick it out a touch, so we can press them, and it's just horrendous.
I've got a bit of a bee in my bonnet with throw-ins as well. So Tino, it obviously gets called out for a foul throw. It wasn't the only one. The amount of foul throws I see in football going now is ridiculous. And Tino's at the weekend, he literally just hoists it in.
The deck.
I remember Joe Willock doing it years ago. Similar kind of thing, yeah.
But you see it from loads of teams, and the referee never highlights it. And you're thinking, well,
Now, what I would like to mention, that's a penalty, right?
Yeah.
That is a penalty.
What?
What was marked on the fence here?
Yeah.
It probably is, but it's a harsh one.
It's not like.
He's not writhing, man, is he? He's got a hold of his.
He's got a hold. Yeah,
he's got a hold of his shirt.
Mm-hmm. He gives it a good tug as well. Like
it doesn't help the way that he goes down as well, which is.
The thing is, if he doesn't go down, then it's not. We don't talk about it now.
If I'm being honest,
you've got to draw the referee's attention to it. The only way to do that's by going down.
I agree with you. I do agree, but the way that his legs went away from him, I was like,
yeah.
Like
I think he makes too much of it almost.
I was just surprised that given where the tug was happening, I was expecting him to go the other way.
Yeah.
Like if he fell backwards, that would have made perfect sense because that's where he's getting pulled.
And I think that's what makes it look worse and puts that doubt in the referee's head is that he throws himself forward
the wrong way.
Yeah.
Well, if I think it's 100% a penalty. I don't think there's any doubt about it whatsoever. And I think
do you think that's impeded him trying to get the ball in anyway?
But it clearly has, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's not.
Not a chance.
It's not
Not
made
a
him
chance.
fall the way he has. Far from it.
He could
But
have
it
stayed on
has
his feet.
stopped him from getting to the ball as what he would if nobody was pulling on his shirt. Of course it has.
Well-
Like, it's been subtle, like, but it has.
It's
But I
impeded
think
him and held him back.
If that happens outside of the box, it's a free kick every single time. The referee doesn't even question it. It's a free
Well,
kick every time.
In fairness here, what I'm gonna try and defend the ref. I don't think he can see that because the referee from the replay I've seen is standing square on it, Voltmeter.
Okay.
I don't think he can see that. Where I get pissed off again with VAR is VAR. VAR are now trying to say, oh no, it needs to be a higher threshold. We're not trying to re-referee the game. No. You are there for when the referee makes a mistake or can't see something. So if you couldn't see the shirt pull, that's your job to then interrupt him.
VAR even came out and said, because I don't know if anybody noticed it, but they actually were playing the VAR commentary
Yeah, there were.
during the
weird.
game, so you could actually hear it.
I don't think
That's
they
what
I don't think they were meant to do it.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it was a bit weird, but like he actually said that it was something like minimal contact
sufficient contact
or something like that.
If that's that's a pen.
So,
100%.
I mean,
That's
that's the annoying thing out is you do see them giving.
I've seen worse given. I've seen worse given. And then I'm gonna
Against us.
that penalty. They were trying to check him for a penalty for handball on 18.
Tonali.
That's
Yeah.
Tonali, sorry, it was.
And
And then
then the
another
free
one.
kick that they get when the Harvey Barnes on
The
with
Harvey
shot.
Barnes?
That was horrendous. That was
Where
horrendous.
is he supposed to put his hand?
It's
Where
weak
is
on
Bond?
the-
That was put his hand.
with like how on earth that can be given?
Yeah.
It's within his
No, so
silhouette.
Tonali's is the
Hits
one
him.
where
Yeah,
he
that's the one in the
protects
box.
himself.
In the first
Like,
half,
he
yeah.
protects
Yeah,
himself.
I mean,
One
he's
in his face, isn't it?
Bonds is hands down
Bonds
by
is-
his side.
Well, it's on his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that where he hits him?
And it
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
volleyed at him.
There's no
100 miles an
literally
hour.
as close as I am to you that he
It's
hits
mad.
it. That's
And that's
never
a free kick. And
in
I
a
thought,
million.
if they score from this,
Yeah.
like, fuck. I mean, they
You
didn't,
could see it
know,
coming, though,
you
couldn't
could,
just
mate,
because
you
of the
could.
way that it was given. But
I was fuming.
Well,
at that.
just sticking with referees for a second, and I'm going to take it away from Newcastle as a club and just looking at the Premier League as a whole, and mainly highlighting what happened at the weekend in the Liverpool game. Who were they playing again?
Everton.
Yeah,
Everton
so
was-
Everton
yeah,
was
yeah.
fast free kick, wasn't it?
So the first half, I think they get 1 minute added on or something daft like that. The second half, bearing in mind, second half was when you get your substitutions. There's a lot of time wasting in there as well when teams leading the game.
Liverpool wouldn't do that.
3 minutes. 3 minutes added on.
I was fuming.
Where the fuck have they got 3
I
minutes
see
from?
Moyes shouting at the referee on the Grealish as well. Pair them up.
Yeah.
Aye.
Honestly, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
See Dewsbury Hall get booked for taking a quick free kick as well.
What? Like,
Well,
Well, Grealish said
that
that-
is the.
I've never
the
seen that
madness
happen. He
that-
said, didn't he?
I mean, the only reason that I can think that is given is that the referees told him, wait for me whistle. And he doesn't. He takes it quick because apparently there'd been a couple before that as well.
but
But-
either way, right?
It's just not something you would
The
ever
3
see,
minutes,
is it?
though, there was a goal. There was a goal.
Yeah.
And there was, I think, 6 subs, in
Mhm.
total. And to get 3 minutes is unbelievable.
Honestly, it blew my mind.
unbelievable.
Well, 6 minutes is like par now, isn't it? When you get 6 minutes up at
Yeah.
St James's Park, you don't think, well, hey,
Yeah.
it's just that's how long.
If,
Remember the
if
World
that,
Cup?
if that was the other way,
minutes and stuff like that.
aye or nah. If that was 1-2, if it was, there would have been 9-10 minutes in.
Mhm.
No,
Oh,
question
yeah,
in my
no
mind.
two ways about it.
Yeah.
Or that time in Anfield when we were drawn 1-1 and they had 8 minutes and then we'll put a bit more on top.
Put a bit
Yeah.
more on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about them anyway. I hate them, so just let's move on.
If we're talking about referees and time added on or taken away from games,
Mhm.
Blackburn game at the weekend, did you see that? We got postponed.
No.
I
Oh,
did-
that was rightfully
Did you
postponed.
see who the referee was?
No, I didn't
It
see
was
it.
Steve Martin,
I seen him, but
who
I can't
sent-
think who it
who
was.
gave Forrest those penalties that time and sent
Oh,
our
was
half a team
it?
off us. Yeah.
Well, he
aye.
was getting criticised for. Have you seen him inspecting the pitch?
Oh, it's
It's
you can't
shocking.
play
It
football.
100% should have been called
you-
out.
No, I'm with
If
you.
the swimming pool,
Somebody
yeah,
else
you-
did what's happened because I've not
You've
seen
been
it.
put off in the second bath.
The game
Well,
got called off because of the.
you must
the
have
weather.
seen that weather on Saturday, though.
Yeah.
Christ.
Apparently in Blackburn, it was a bit like I don't know if you watched the
Oh,
Manchester.
but yeah, it was lashing the
yeah.
whole game.
It was horrendous, right? So, the players came off, and then he had to go back on the pitch to inspect it, and all the fans were saying, from what I've seen on social media, anyway,
What minute were one? Yeah.
79.
There was,
It was late.
yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Now, the reason why I'm going to say that,
Against,
I
Ipswich,
had them
wasn't
on my bet for both teams to score, and Blackburn were winning 1-0
Right.
against Ipswich, which was good, right? And there was 11 minutes to go, and then anyway, the game got called. The guy came back on the ref, sorry, and
They're literally passing the ball between them, and the ball's getting
No,
stuck
no,
in
no.
puddles
He-
before it gets called off.
he came on with the ball, he
Mhm.
rolled it an inch, and then he dropped it like that, and then he went,
It
that's it off.
It just died.
And
didn't
it died, like, and the fans were like, "That's not a test, you know." But it should definitely have been called off because
It was the right call,
It was
like,
dangerous. So my bet came in.
The fans
but-
just basically wanted to see more of a visual as to why they couldn't.
Yeah, because he literally came on the pitch and rolled
dropped
up
the
2
ball.
yards.
But he
literally.
tried rolling the ball, and the ball stopped
I'm with you,
dead.
man. I'm with you, man.
Because it's in a puddle.
But that's what he did.
What
It was
more do
because
they want to see?
that was when he called him off. It was because there was like a pass getting made.
And
It was,
it
from,
just wa-
it was
it
like a
was
10-yard pass and just stopped 3 yards in.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like,
Right.
He kind of
It
did.
was
Gotta pick
100%.
football in this.
I thought
It was alright. It was alright call.
Is it still that rule where is it over 60 minutes or something like that? Then that's the result stands.
No, they're going to replay it. They've got to replay the full game. And that's why Blackburn are obviously kicking off. They're 1-0 up with 10 minutes to go.
They've had a terrible start. No, haven't they? Blackburn
Yeah.
have got a struggle
And
this
they've
year.
got
That's
it, yeah.
horrendous.
Oh, it
It's
is.
tough.
It's really
It
bad.
was like that. Oh God, was it 92, 93 season when we played the Magpies? And that was live on TNT's television on the Sunday, and it should have been called off. We even got the
No, it was 99, man, when Kevin Phillips scored that one.
no,
I was going to
not
say
that one.
must mean
Before that
Well,
one,
was
Because that should have been.
we had to
called
get
off.
the cricket roller from Durham to come in, like get all the water off the pitch. Sure, it was 92, 93.
But just to go back to the Bournemouth game for a second, I have to say this again. Defensively, absolutely sound. I just worry about him. I worry about we're getting goals going forward. And Besty always makes this point. He makes it really well.
Thank you.
And I'm going to butcher it. Is where it's something like you get a point, say away from home, or a point is it's only how good the next game's followed up by. So if you could win your next one, that point seems really, really valuable. Whereas if we get beat against Arsenal, which they're a good side, you could go 1-6, right? And then I am starting to worry a little bit, like if because we'll have to quickly turn it around, right? If we go only 1 win in 6.
Yeah, but if you flipped
tough,
it around the other way and we got beat Bournemouth, would you have taken a point against Arsenal?
Probably, yeah.
There you go. Then.
I probably. I take what you're saying. I take what you're saying. But are you worried about we're going forward at all, or do you think, or do you think it's fine?
I think it will come good. We are in a state of transition at the minute. With there's a lot gone on at the club in the last couple of months, isn't there? We've had all of that turmoil through the summer. We've got the new signings that have came in that we need to try and bed into the team. We've had to go with a change of personnel because of obviously Shea getting the concussion in there. So there's the change. We're having to manage the minutes because we are now fighting on 3 fronts. We've got 4 games in a 2-week period. There's a lot of things for us to deal with.
You've got the new signings that are also injured in there as well.
It's
a new signing who's never played in the league before.
It's one of those things, and it is one of my favourite words, but we're going to have to adapt to all of this stuff, and it isn't going to click overnight, and it will take a bit of patience and a little bit of time.
I think it might get worse before it gets better, but I don't think that's going to end up being a bad season. I think it will click, but it's probably going to take longer than we're expecting.
Just think where we were this time last season. We were in a worse state. People were calling for Eddie Howe's head, weren't they, Kris?
No.
I think Ramsey's a big miss, mind you. Because I think in moments like that, I think Ramsey can make difference. Really can. You can tell by the style of player he is. He could have made a difference, I think. It's such a shame he's not there.
I really hope and get him fit and for sustained length of time as well, because Willock's always injured as well. Now, Willock's form hasn't been great for the past year or whatever, but his injuries really haven't helped him. And I get concerned with Ramsey as well because he hadn't had a great record prior to signing for us.
True.
And players tend to get injured when they sign for us. Wiss hadn't been injured for like ever.
He just seemed, when the sort of flashes I've seen in Ramsey, he just seems to have that. He can receive it in tight areas, you know what I mean? And he can pick a pass. He can also travel with the ball, don't get us wrong.
I think he's very similar to Willock, but just better.
He's just
he's a very similar
much
kind
better.
of player, but I think he's technically better.
And if you look at what Joe Linton did just in the last game when he was playing almost probably in a role that you would see Ramsey occupying, because there was at times where Joe Linton was playing as a number 9. Because Baltimore was jumping, was dropping in deep, and he was then going in behind him. I think you'll even see that with Gordon when he's back in the team as well, because you'll be able to come inside and get closer to.
I think that's one of the huge issues that not many people are talking about. Like Barnes getting that red card, that's fucking a few things up as well. Like Gordon getting the red card.
He's only played. I mean, given it was before half time against Liverpool,
so he
three and a half games. He's only been there for a game and a half.
One of our best players that was playing out of position as a striker.
Yeah.
Gets a red card. He's missing for the rest of them.
I'm really excited for Gordon to come back and play. He only played against Barca last week. Scored. It wasn't a clean strike and all that, but he scored. You've got to be there to do it.
He looked like he was struggling at all. He was limping a lot. He kind of went off for a second.
He had a cramp, I think, in the last 10-15 minutes or so. It looked like he had cramp. I've heard nothing since to suggest that he's.
Must be.
I was concerned watching. I think he looks knackered. Yeah, I think he was just cramping up.
You'll expect him to be in the team on Wednesday, though.
That would be a good idea.
Probably
maybe for an hour.
Yeah. Bradford going well as well.
Flying.
All about Bet's getting knackered mine on Saturday.
He needs football. He needs minutes though because he hasn't played. We need to get him.
See him, but I don't think we'll see him start.
I would like to see him play because I think he needs minutes in his legs.
Who's going to play left wing though? Or not even up front, maybe?
I think Barnes will get in that shot on left wing.
Willock.
There's a couple of choices there, and I think he'll have one eye on Arsenal. Obviously, Gordon's he's ready for that one, isn't he?
I think you'd probably want to give him a half an hour at least in midweek. Just to, I don't need to play the full game.
Is he back at Arsenal?
Yeah.
He will be.
His suspension's done now. He's missed Wolves, Leeds, and Bournemouth there.
Because I thought he was quite sloppy against Barca. I thought quite often he was like he got the ball and he was. There's a few times he turned with it and his touch was so heavy.
Yeah.
But I think that was a bit of enthusiasm and all. It was a bit like
and a lack of football.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's just go back to that Barca game because we barely spoke about it on this one. It feels like it was ages ago now. It's only what?
It's because I came
Thursday.
It's because I came yesterday.
Thursday night.
Felt like a month.
Like a 4-hour game yesterday.
So Thursday. Overall, Deka, how do you feel it went? And obviously, well, hands of defeat at the end of the day. But how overall?
I thought the lads did great. Honestly, I thought the lads, went toe to toe, really took the game at them at times. And on another night, you could have gotten a couple of goals. I mean,
early doors
you had the Gordon one that Langa crosses and he totally misses it, misses the ball. Barnes, people were complaining saying he could have done this and could have done that. I think he did as much as he could, really.
It's not a bad effort.
It's not a bad effort.
It's a very good save.
I just thought there was moments in the game where their quality showed. It just showed. It really did.
They were brilliant.
They were unbelievable. So every single player on their team was so technically good on the ball.
When we got the goal on 89, 91 minutes, whatever it was, we didn't get a kick afterwards.
It was incredible.
Like 5 minutes or something, wasn't it?
I think.
That 7 to 8 minutes by them was unbelievable.
Couldn't get near it.
Unbelievable. Couldn't get the ball.
They were excellent. Like when you've got like De Jong and Pedri and
Pedri was just absolutely unbelievable.
And that was something I've been saying for ages that Tonali could get a start for any team in the world. You might get in the bench for Barcelona because they were brilliant. There was I think someone said I was trying to take a team of Tonali's.
They
were on the ball. Even Rashford was brilliant.
Well, I think that was the most weirdest thing when for him to score both the goals. It was just,
especially when he's normally dog shit when he comes here.
And there were two great. The header was magnificent. That header.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the second one back. To be honest, I was behind the goal.
Second one's
I feel like it's all I've seen. I've gone on Instagram the way for the Champions League.
Unbelievable strike.
The first one,
he gets lucky with it, but that's
talking about
chances, don't you?
About Shea, I think if he should probably gone straight off after the head injury. Thing is, he gets hit in the head that often that you kind of go, it's Fabian.
Yeah.
But if he gives Rashford like that yard on a penalty spot, and that's all he needs to put it away.
I was frustrated that Alanga came off, but I totally appreciate Murphy set up the goal.
Yeah,
brilliant.
But that goal, it's all one pass stuff.
Wonderful stuff.
Bruno takes 2 touches when he plays it through to Murphy. Other than that, from the point at which the centre half, I think Chow or Burn has it. Everything's one touch.
But I think we've seen that in glimpses in all games this season, Besty, where we can move the ball up the field pretty quick with one touch football. We've done it a few times.
We even did it yesterday.
Same move on in a way. Baltimore played up for Murphy, which I think he crossed it. Nothing happened, obviously. But it's a shame because obviously we've lost the game, and then that goal probably never really gets thought about. But it was such a good goal.
Milan.
Yeah.
Yes. Lovely. But it was
just doesn't sort of matter, if that makes sense. But no, the lads were brilliant. Honestly, I thought they were great. It's just one of them nights.
I agree pretty much word for word. I think they were excellent. I thought it was that Barca team. I'd be surprised if they're not in the last 4. If they don't get in the semis, maybe even they could win it.
Do you know what's unbelievable? Obviously, we were. The fans were right up for it, of course, at the start, and they kicked off, and the goalkeeper had on his own goal line, man, rolling his foot on the ball. And this is the first minute of the game. We were pressing at the front, and they were still trying to knock it around. I thought, fuck, these are good. To not try and kick it long, they were trying the best to play out from the back. And every single player, including the keeper, was so comfortable on the ball. I was so impressed by.
We could have been 2 up after 20 minutes, and you wouldn't have said it was unfair or unjust. I think we played that well. It's quite often happens in a game of St James's. When you're on top and you don't make the most of it, there'll be an incident, something will happen, and that's when the tide turns. And for me, it was Rashford turning Trippier on halfway. Trippier gets sucked in on halfway. Rashford turns and puts it wide, and I remember that point thing, and that's it. Now
Rashford just lets the ball roll underneath, and then he's away.
Just so simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Trippier gets caught like that sometimes, and obviously Trippier I love Trippier, but he hasn't got the pace to catch. He puts a good effort in.
It's a tough one because the lad behind me was booting off about that, and I know I'm going to defend Trippier, but I kind of felt like saying, all right, so do you want him to just stay away off him then and let Rashford just take a touch? Because I am telling you now, if Trippier doesn't get his touch tight and allows Rashford, say he's way 10 yards off him, and Rashford's able to touch that ball and turn, I'm telling you now, the same guy's going, what on earth? You should be on him. Yes, he's went touch tight and he done it. It was a great piece of play from Rashford.
He's missed the ball again. Although he's almost kind of misjudged his run.
He sold him,
he's done him. He's absolutely done him. I mean, it happened once in 90 minutes, like, but yeah.
That was the point when that turn happened, and I thought like that's because that was kind of almost like the full stop at the end of our period of dominance. I suppose you wouldn't really say that wasn't exactly dominant, like, but our kind of being on top. And that's when they started to get the foot on the ball and bring the game towards her a bit more in the second half, which is continuation of that. Really, like they were just.
It was, but like you say, taking your chances. It was 2 moments of quality from them, and that we just couldn't find that piece of quality and around the box.
The second Rashford goal's a half chance, really.
Yeah,
it's. I mean,
there's an element of luck with it, 100%.
I've seen people kind of point the finger at Dan Burn for the clearance not being great. You can't mitigate for someone hitting the ball like that.
I felt really sorry for Dan Burn at one point because he was trying his hardest to catch Pedri, and he was just keep on running around.
Again, I thought that the defense were excellent for the most part, though.
Yeah, I agree.
It was the teamwork. Walter Mata when he came on, the little kind of touch out for the goal. I thought they were just industrial. They were just, and that's the thing, isn't it? If we're playing against Barca, against Bournemouth, I think we've been fairly handsomely, might not be the right word, but fairly comfortably. But you kind of play like every game because you've been knackered.
Yeah. I mean, that first half, it wasn't dissimilar to PSG in the first game that we had in the Champions League. The difference is we just didn't get that breakthrough that just catapulted we're on to do it because, like Deka said, like from minute one we were on them, and I don't think it's probably harsh to say they couldn't cope with it, but it was. You could say, even though you're saying they were comfortable on the ball, which they were, there was still an element of panic in it.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're still
on them constantly.
There was a few times where they passed it a couple of times and we got it.
The keeper was all like a good 2 or 3 times where it was inches just.
Because I was behind that goal and I just could not believe how calm they were. But you're right, though, we're still, charging them down, stopping them from building. The thing is you cannot keep that up for 90 minutes. You can't. You know what I mean?
And that's what difference in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've seen a couple of things from Barca fans since the game. You're saying that's the hardest test that they've had this season against Newcastle, which is credit to us, but it's probably coming. Like we've just said, that high press. Like a lot of teams will just let them have the ball for a long time. Where we're going to close you down as best as we can until we're fucked.
There was a lovely moment at the end of the game afterwards. Sorry, like when we come out the ground, because obviously where I was sitting, I was right next to the away fans. So when we came out, we were pretty much in the same turnstile, if I'm being honest, coming out. And there was loads of them stopped, and there was loads of our fans, and they were applauding each other. And they were like swapping scarves and stuff like that. And there was like a chant of Bobby Robson broke out from both sets of fans. It was absolutely lush, like it was really nice.
I'm really looking forward to Bilbao for that. I think atmosphere in the city will be lush for Bilbao.
Yeah. Well, I remember I played them a couple of summers ago.
Yeah,
it was brilliant. Yeah.
It was nice.
Shall we go through some questions?
Why not?
I've seen the comment there, Deka Pedri.
Oh yeah, so if anybody's got any questions, send them in. We do have a few already. Let's go from the most recent one that's been sent in. This is from Waldo that says, there's a lot of pressure on Wissa when he comes back and a lot of ask for him to change our fortunes up front. Do you agree?
Partly, I think so. Yeah, I think we're all saying. I mean, Mark said earlier, and I agreed. But he said like when Wissa comes back, it'll be different because he plays in a different way to Walter Mata. Maybe more like, and I'm not saying like for like, but more like what he's at was. So what the teams used to. I think it's not just Wissa though. It's Gordon missing as well. Has been a big blow to the start of the season, and how Eddie would have liked him to have played. So I think there is a bit of pressure on Wissa. But I think he's good enough to manage it, and I think he'll be assisted more, or we'll be a better team when Gordon's available again, which he is now. So
I'd rather the pressure was on him than Big Nick, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Just from an experience point of view and age, settling into the country, the team.
I also think Wissa's probably more suited to the other players in terms of how he plays, if that makes sense.
And what an option to have two completely different strikers as well.
I still think, I think we chatted about this last week. I still think in certain moments you'll see both of them on the field together. Because I think it worked great.
It looks like they will work together. Well, Big Nick, I've been really impressed with so far. He needs to become a bit more robust, which will come because he just hasn't played in the Premier League. He's played like an hour and a half worth of football.
Yeah.
over the 3 games that he's played for, maybe slightly more than that. So the pace of it, the kind of physicality that he'll need, but his touch is some of the little kind of touch and goes and stuff like that. He's quick on the ball. He doesn't tend to lose it very much. He's
very good at the bringing other people into play. Like there's a few times he's playing out wide, things like that. It's difficult for. I felt sorry for him on Sunday at times because he basically had their centre half just right up his arse, like.
Yeah.
And as Mark's mentioned, and to be fair, Mark says it a lot, and past seasons about getting somebody close to him. Whoever the striker is, doesn't matter if it's Shearer, for God's sake. You're not going to do now. I'm telling you, you're not going to do now on your own up front like that. You've got to have people running in behind you or sort of being close to you. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon. Like,
and I think he will. Well, he's already shown it in the couple of games that he's playing. He will occupy those spaces a lot more and hold up the ball a lot better than other strikers that we've had previously. But it is still that you are still going to get isolated if you haven't got others around you. It just means we're getting isolated nearer at the centre half.
So Ian McKenna has followed that up and say, when Whistler is fit, do you drop Big Nick?
It feels harsh to say drop.
That's what I was going to get at. Like the word drop, I think we're at the point now with the squad that we'll have, we're going to have to start using other words than drop because it sounds hard, doesn't it?
It's rotation. It'll be formations. It'll be different games where they'll be suited. We've spoke about
this. Bruno didn't get dropped at the weekend. The squad was rotating.
I'll play Whistler ahead of him at the moment, but it doesn't mean you drop him. It's because...
Well, you don't know that. I mean, it's fact. Well, how many games is he going to miss? Right? Of course, he's missed one there. So
Whistler's out
until
3-4 weeks.
Yeah. So I think it'll be 7 games.
But 7 games. So you never. Voldemort might be on fire at that point. You know what I mean? And then Whistler. I don't think for a second, by the way, Whistler's just going to come straight back in. Like
he can, because he needs to get fit.
He needs to get fit now. So I still think we'll see Voldemort for a period, and I really hope that it isn't a case of he is dropped, because we're 9 games down the line here, right, and it's still not working for Voldemort, and we're begging to get Whistler in. I don't really want that to be the case. I want it to be the case of Whistler's got to play his way into the team, but it's such a shame though at this moment in time we don't have him, because I think he would have started yesterday. I really believe that he would. I don't think we would have seen there.
I think he would have started all 3 so far.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
What I do want to mention, I meant to mention this last week. Before I go through the rest of the questions, I'm not going to say any names. But we have had a couple of really nice messages over the last couple of weeks from listeners directly through the Instagram page. A couple of lads, no connection whatsoever, that have been struggling recently with their mental health. And they're basically saying that a Monday night has really helped them out during difficult times as well. So it's always nice to hear those messages.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I was going to try and be that funny there, but I can't really. It's not the right time,
You're right, you cannot.
No,
you tried to be.
I've been trying for 15 years on podcasts now. I've never managed it.
But yeah, we do get those messages now and again, and I do tend to obviously show you lads as well. We'll get messages like that, but honestly, we've had quite a few recently. So it's always nice to hear those ones. But yeah, let's go through the rest of the questions. This one is from Josh, who's one of our members. It's a question for you, Deka. He says, what did Deka make of the kickoff routines this week? Well, I've touched on it a little bit, but you were frustrated last week. You at the same point again?
Honestly, I do not understand what they're trying to achieve. I'm so surprised how would do something like that. Like, if I think that's a good idea. Don't get us wrong, it might pay off eventually, but I kind of got Bournemouth's idea a bit more than ours.
What did they do? I didn't say it.
So hang on. So them played it
like straight up.
No. So he played it back to the lads.
Long balls.
He did flick up, kick up, whack. But he was aiming it into an area of the penalty box.
Right. Yes.
And their strikers and everyone just sprinted up the field.
So it was almost like an Allardyce type of thing.
Yes, pretty much. If you imagine it's the last minute, you're getting beat 1-0, you need a goal. Whack.
What he actually did was just 2 foot straight to Nick Pope.
Basically.
Yeah, he did, but it bounced. It could have caught. I can understand why that one.
Yeah.
The Wolves one was a lot better though, because it was a similar idea, but at least they put it into a danger zone if it was still towards the corner. But that put them on an offensive to then get into the box.
I'm not saying this Bournemouth lad meant to put it where he put it. What I'm saying is I understand more, because the ball's still in play at least. We are just booting it out of play. I cannot get it.
I get it. Like, I know why. I get why they're doing it. I just don't think it's a very good idea. Yeah. But like, how obviously, because we are so effective and we've scored so many goals in the past 3.5 seasons from closing down, from attacking, being on the front foot, giving them no space at the back, that I can see the benefit. I can see the benefit in doing it. I don't love it.
Because for me, I would much rather every player, as best you can, because I get they're going to press you as well, but try and pass it around and give everyone a touch, just to, just everyone gets a feel of the ball. And I get that then
would you rather win possession on the edge of their box or be holding possession on the edge of our
Has it happened yet?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Nothing with throw-ins, it hasn't.
I haven't seen it. They just throw it and boot it straight back. I've never seen it work yet.
To kind of mitigate, one of my favourite goals ever that we've scored was that one against Ipswich, where every member of the team had a touch and they didn't have a touch and we scored. I think
it was lovely.
Scored.
It was lovely.
From kickoff, Barcelona was quite like that as well. The goal, obviously, that was just scored the other.
Yeah, but this was from kickoff. The Ipswich one.
That was from kickoff.
It was from kickoff, and it was they hadn't touched the ball. Everyone of ours, and that was just like the kind of romantic and the kind of football, whatever. I was like, oh, that's great.
And I know that's not going to happen. I'm not expecting her to keep the ball. I don't know. I just feel it's a new stupid fucking thing that someone's come up with. Someone that's looked at the stat sheet and goes, "Oh, do you know what it is? Actually, this works a treat."
That's where it came from,
and I don't believe it does.
That's what I'm saying. PSG
have been doing
these things because there's been a few done in the Premier League this year that I'm aware of.
Nice sheep.
They did a lot last season.
It's like when Pep came in, everyone playing out from the back. Every man and his dog playing out from the back, and you're like, "Fuck off, man!" Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what do you think?
I love it. I think you should keep doing it.
Just to annoy him.
Just do it.
That's why I want the club to keep playing AC/DC just to annoy Besty. Honestly, when that song came out, I went, Besty, you'll fucking hear this.
But obviously, because where we are, I couldn't see a bit of the teeth. I thought it's Monty Magpie. That's nice. I could do that with AC/DC though. And then it was only during it, I was like, "What's this? NUFC?" And it was like back in black. I was like, "Oh no." And then I don't want to talk ill of war flags. I think they're brilliant.
You just hate the AC/DC.
I don't like AC/DC. It was a good. I was looking at it going, "Oh, I've got martial lamps," and I suppose, League Cup's on one of them, and then it was like, "Oh no, the Magpies dressed as Angus Young." Well. But no, again, because I thought it when you see the flags going and all that, it's brilliant and it's really good. And I'm glad that they've actually managed to get a tifo going because they'd always said that they couldn't on a Gallagher because the structure is built in such a way that it's a weight, the cantilever thing, and it kind of supports its own weight. But the flags and the moorings and stuff would have been a catastrophe.
I think these stands fantastic for it because it's when the players come out. It's a great place to have one.
Yeah, I agree.
It's great.
Just come have like maybe like an Interpol one next time or something like that, like or something for a pulp one. Come get some. It's not AC/DC.
Jarvis Cocker's got a real affinity with Newcastle, hasn't he?
Well, I saw his fucking Angus Young.
But yeah, Josh, bin the kickoffs. Next.
Next, let's have a quick look. There hasn't been many tonight, to be fair. So if you're watching live, just send a couple more in.
It did look great though, and it does add the atmosphere and all that. Like, going back to the flags thing. Like, I don't want to be seen as being a note pooper.
Especially when carry on's a bit mad.
They've had that carry on with the breweries thing as well.
Yes, let's highlight that. Fuck that.
Diabolical
stuff. Anarchy Brewery.
The least anarchic thing you can do.
What a
trademark the name war. Fuck hands out. It's really bad.
Absolute tossers that. Like it's a constrict.
I've not seen what
it's my podcast. It's constrict that.
Demonetize that.
Excuse me.
Yeah, what time
I'd like to apologise.
I forgot where I was.
The terrible language.
It's absolutely diabolical. That like.
I'm just gonna have.
I agree with you
because they haven't had that. You're never gonna write a reply.
Oh, they've been silent.
They still haven't.
I've not looked. I looked.
It's quite funny though because they've started putting posts out, and since yesterday they've put 3 Newcastle related posts out.
Anarchy is this?
Anarchy, yeah.
I think we need to explain what's happened because there's a couple of comments saying basically what have they done. So they had a partnership with War Flags to create
last 2 seasons.
Yeah. The class that has.
They made a beer called War.
So every sale of a beer, there was a percentage donated to
50 pence, I believe,
to War Flags Fund for obviously, like what that is. Obviously, crowd-funded investment into the displays that go on in St James's Park and other things.
AC/DC fan club.
Yeah.
Sorry, lads.
So
that partnership ended.
So that partnership
in the summer
ended. What nobody had realized is that,
and it was taken over by Wylam Brewery.
Right,
yeah. Full context.
Right, okay, so full context. Wylam basically contract ended, or what we're saying, partnership ended.
Yeah.
Between Anarchy Brewery, War Flags. War Flags took
Signed
the product to Wylam Brewery.
Yeah.
And there's still obviously War Flags logos and all stuff like that. What everybody didn't realize what was happening behind the scenes. Anarchy Brewery went and
copyrighted war beer,
which has now meant that Wylam Brewery can't use everything that went before that in regards to the handover.
I feel as though they've sent them a cease and desist as well. I
Yeah,
don't know
they
if
have.
that's, they have.
They
Yeah.
have.
So Wild Brewery are now having to rebrand, change the name of the drink, so it's now called
NCL.
Newcastle
NCL flags.
NCL flags.
Something like that,
So, and it's because Anarchy have apparently copyrighted the word war, so they can't use war on the beer that they're selling.
That's not good, that, like.
So
it's like I say, when you call yourself Anarchy, it's like the Brewdog thing where they call it the Punk IPA and the bloke's the least. It's very similar crap with the Anarchy stuff, but he doesn't pay. I'm not saying this is what Anarchy do, but the Brewdog bloke, there's question marks over how he treats his staff and payment and all that. And it's like, well, that's not what Punk is. And Anarchy's the same. It's not Anarchy behavior. It's the opposite. It's shite. It's really bad. And obviously you've got to be careful what you say in such matters, especially when it turns out. No, you're all right. When it turns out that Anarchy beer appear to be quite a litigious bunch, but you'd like to think that it would hit our pockets quite substantially because it's a really bad behavior.
well, there has been a lot of backlash since the announcement from War Flags. I think it was on
It
Saturday.
just all seems very petty, doesn't it?
Correctly so as well. Like, yeah, there's but they're selling like their own war beer now, or war cans or whatever it's called.
They're still selling exactly the same drink that they were.
Oh, is it the same?
However,
Right.
It just dropped the logo.
they're now profiting entirely from that beer
So there's no.
because none of it has been donated to War Flags.
It's very shitty.
So that's
behaviour,
the bit that is leaving a bad taste, like war beer might do in your mouth.
I've never tried it.
Me neither. I don't like ale anyway.
I like an ale. Like I did have one at one point. I ended up giving it to somebody else for some reason. I can't remember why. So I didn't actually.
Did you go to a Wild Brewery? It's like Willy Wonka when he's trying to get it.
It is actually quite nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to be anywhere near
But
this
yeah,
podcast. I'll tell you that.
They've had quite the backlash because obviously they're now not donating anything. They can't no longer use that name, even though War Flags was and is an operation that has been going long before Anarchy Brewery got involved with
War Flags can't use the name War Flags on the new Wylam Brewery
beers.
because Anarchy have copyrighted the word war.
So now they're going by NCL Flags.
Brewed by
Mental.
Wylam.
Yeah.
It's mental. But yeah.
So when they say they've copyrighted the word war, just on
it'll be in the industry.
On
Like,
the
beer.
on the ale.
on the
yeah.
ale. Ah, yeah.
yeah, exactly that.
Is that the one that's next to the soft play area?
It's the one down by St. Peter's.
It's what do you call it? No, it's
Walker Gate.
It's what do you call it? It's where the Fun Shack and
Yeah, that is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I was just
it's off Benfield Road, is it?
No, it's Watergate. Yeah, it's off Benfield.
Yeah.
Benfield, but it's behind Watergate Station. That's the one. Yeah.
It's not the one where golf hanging that down there.
No, that are you thinking about? Yeah, Wall's End area. That used to be Ghetto Golf.
It's
I
like
never went.
They might have
Bottom
one
of
there,
Banker?
but they've definitely
That's
got
Anarchy
one
Brewery.
up where Fun Shack and where I take the kids, like in that industrial Benfield Road, in that industrial
Yeah,
estate.
I was next to Fun.
The one that's got the biggest pothole you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah, it's massive.
Like, it's fucking huge.
I nearly fell into that. That's
Like
it.
the corner fell in with.
I'd have still been there.
It's horrendous.
Yeah.
Right. Let's move on.
So I would prefer people took their business to Wild or Tyne Bank or something like that. I think that'd be more appropriate.
Well, at least War Flags will benefit from people buying it from Wylam Brewery now,
Yeah.
Correct.
rather than lining Anarchy Brewery's pockets.
Deka, we have a great question here for you, and this is something which we haven't really highlighted for a long time. Something which I said would 100% happen, and you were going, nah, it won't, not this time. So for people that don't know, Deka has this habit of if something
overreacting at everything.
No. So if something new comes out, Deka will be the person to go and have it. Like you want the newest, shiniest thing that's happening.
Probably, yeah.
There was a re-release of a football boot.
Oh,
The Cream Predators, wasn't it?
oh.
Deka went and purchased the Cream Predators and said he was going to stop playing football every Thursday night. So there's a question came in. This was about over a year ago.
It's a while ago now.
This comes in from Toby Sharp, and he says, question, wasn't Deka supposed to be making a playing comeback a few months back? He bought some new boots. What's happened to that? Has he been playing much? Once, I think he's been...
Once. the day I got them, the day I bought them. You know what I was thinking of? It was ridiculous spending all that money on them.
We told you that.
Yeah, I played that 1 week we played, and I've never ever played again. Unbelievable, that isn't it? Ridiculous.
You're coaching now because they're going to take money on the sidelines and all that. Like,
I might do.
He'll have a suit on, man.
start kicking bottles about. I just got a club shop and buy the full coach.
I tell you what he won't do though. Get his team to kick the ball into the corner flag for a throw in.
Definitely not.
You cannot with 7-year-olds kind of kicking that.
I didn't kick that far. I just the once, just the once, which is ridiculous. Really, I seen there was another pair of Preds got re-released.
You got them as well.
I wanted them, but they were like it was like 350 quid, and I thought I just don't play. Like, there's just what is the point? They just sit in a bag in the cupboard. Like, what's the point? So I
know you so well, Deka. I think, let's say if you were a youngster now playing football, right? Let's say a teenager, mid-teens, you would be that player on a Sunday that had 2 different boots on.
I did that before. I did that before. I had the Ronaldo ones, the Nike ones. I wore a green and a red one. I had the R9s classics, the original R9s. I had them.
The Mercurials, the silver and blue ones.
I had them.
98 World Cup. I love the boots. I'm like that.
Alexander Salmon says.
Then I started getting every pair of Beckham Preds.
Did we release them actually, the R9 ones?
Says Deka's been on a birthday celebration events for his 40th of the last 52 Thursdays.
Well, it's just trying to get everybody together. And plus, I don't work there anymore. Obviously, I'm currently retired, so.
Retired.
Yeah. I don't work, so I just take the kids to school and play golf. It's wonderful at the moment.
You're like a granda.
It's just wonderful, wonderful. Sweet all the moms in the yard. Not that I'm the regular now. Like I'm the one. Like I'm the only one guy.
Meeting up for coffees in the morning.
Aye, brilliant.
In his boots.
Aye, in his boots.
Along the play.
Tell him this that time where I haven't told you about the Predators.
I'm also wearing them for golf.
On the pavement.
I'm sure he works for Newcastle. He's always wearing Newcastle. Yeah.
I mean, I play golf. I could wear them for golf, couldn't I? I mean, I play golf all the time.
God, I'm sure the greenkeepers would love you.
I've got a lovely pair of Adidas golf shoes.
I think that's it for the questions, boys. Unless you have anything to add, we've been going for an hour.
One game, man. Ridiculous, that, isn't it? I need to sell them.
I'm fairly sure you said at the time that would happen. Like,
he did the same with his laptop. He's done it with so many things.
Yeah.
He's definitely used the laptop
iPad.
at least 3 times.
Did you not buy a massive iPad at one point as well? Never used that.
Biggest one. I never used it. No, turn it on. I've bought the new iPhone though, and I'll use this a lot.
Oh, is that what is that now? The iPhone
Pro Max 17. It's massive. Like, this thing's quite weird on the back. It's nice with glass. It's lovely.
Yeah.
I'm getting the case for it tomorrow, so I'm like, it's like a newborn baby. You're like,
oh yeah, I'm the same when I get a new phone.
The problem is just logging in everything, every app. You have to log every single app. Man. I'm like, oh my god. So I thought the transfer from the old phone, you're just in. I thought that's it. Bang, thanks very much. But every app.
Logging stuff, yeah.
As we are all aging and getting old as
I'm not on Shields.
I said aging.
I thought you said Asian.
I literally made sure I said the word, like, got the G in there, like bolognese. It was like the bolognese. Aging. Do you struggle with passwords? I am the worst with passwords,
No, because I tend to.
You mean forgetting them? You mean?
Oh, mate,
what you mean?
So, like, I don't.
I have the same password for everything.
Well, do you know, like, if you, I don't know, like, a lot of workplaces have this, or other
Chris
things
has a real problem with passwords as well.
Where you have to reset your password after X month, or you go on holiday and you come back and I forgot my password for that. I could.
What, after 10 days?
Oh, mate, after 4, I could put a password in the next day. I've completely forgot what that password is.
Sometimes, but not. Like, I had to change my work password twice in the last few months because I had a big cyber attack thing. It's in there. But like on my phone, I just use the passwords app.
No, I've got that for most things.
Yeah. And like
I don't let Apple choose it for us because
I do.
No, well, because if I want to log in the computer, because if I want to log into a computer, I'm like, oh my god, like
you still go into your passwords app and then just type it out.
And then type it out.
Like
Z497.
Longer than his 40th birthday celebration. Then passwords.
I know, but then you can get your computer, remember it, and then yeah, champ.
I normally have the same password for absolutely.
It's a nightmare though if it asks you then for your give us the 4th letter and the 9th letter. Jesus Christ.
Deka's password is Beckham 7.
Very close. Like unbelievably close.
Not be Beckham 007.
Everybody's trying to get in now. Passwords.
It's very close.
Well, yeah, that's something.
It is Beckham like for everything. It actually is.
Like Tiger Woods, it was always going to be one of them.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Or his kids' names.
Oh, they're never on there.
No, definitely Beckham.
Beckham straight away.
Definitely will be. Anything else? If not, we're going to call it a night.
Scoreline for Bradford.
I know it's
we get through.
We've just totally
gone, hasn't it? That league thing.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
The league thing's gone, isn't it?
Yeah,
we'll do the league.
I've had so much on it.
Start again, like Chris.
Yeah. Well, I can easily pick it back up. Yeah.
We 100% need to win on Wednesday. We need to start defending with titles straight away.
Gold badge is on.
Yeah, we've got a new patch, haven't we? You're going to get one?
Do you actually get the gold patch?
Yeah. I've got one.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've done it?
Yep.
All right.
It's the first time they've ever done it. Because you've got the number of wins. The FA Cup, you've got the little. They've got that.
It's not going to be easy, Mania. It's not. It's going to be a tough one, I think.
Well, Wimbledon was last season. Do you remember that? They were. I mean, Bradford are League One, just come up, but they're like that. They might be top of the league now because they'll be flying for the weekend.
Yeah, flying.
So it's not going to be
5,000 fans as well.
You think about the Birmingham last season, they were top of League One when we played them. And that was a hard game, that, in the FA Cup. So, they've got really good away support, Bradford. It'll be a good atmosphere on there on Wednesday night. I think we'll beat them, but I don't think it's going to be a pushover.
I think it's going to be pretty.
I would love to see we'll get a few goals just to try and get some confidence, but I really think it's going to be quite tighter than I think. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think we'll play a good, strong team.
Yeah.
So it's most 11.
So what's your strong team?
That's why I was thinking probably Gordon starts up front.
So Ramsdale's going to start on goal, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Hall might keep his position on that.
I think so because he needs the minutes.
I think Trips will come back in at right. I think we'll give Tino a rest.
Tino a rest. He's played every minute so far, hasn't he?
I think centre back, Lascelles.
I think you could go with Botman and Chow.
I think it'll be Lascelles and Chow. So I think it'll be
lovely to see Jamal Lascelles coming on Saturday yesterday,
minutes,
and I know like he's
my dad's reaction was not that. I'll tell you that for now.
Shock.
I know that he's now kind of falling behind because of how good our defenders are and stuff like that. But it's Jamal. He's been there for like 11, 12 seasons, whatever it is now. Yeah. And I loved it when he lifted the cup when he won the league.
Yeah, they called him over.
When the call, that was lush. I like Jamal Lascelles, and he's not the future in Newcastle, is he? But he's been so important.
I'm always scared of making too many changes. Like
what
about a new goalkeeper? What about new goalkeeper here? A new centre half pair.
El Grande Salmon and Toon Trev, who's also just became a member. Thanks very much. Both mentioned Kraft, right back, which is a possibility as well.
He's not played at all, has he?
No.
It just worries.
Midfield.
I think Willock will probably stay in.
I think Tonali will get a rest.
Yeah, he should do. Yeah.
Joe Linton, not Willock.
Yeah, probably bring.
So apparently Joe Linton didn't feature at the weekend because he was having issues with his knee again. So I don't think Joe will start this one.
No, if he's had an injury, I don't think we'll do now. Well, I'm with you here, Deka, where I wouldn't like to see a totally changed 11 because that way disaster lies. And that's one thing I've seen a few times today, things I've been reading. After the last Champions League campaign or in the games immediately following on from the Champions League matches, we averaged 1.8 changes to the first 11. We made 7 for the game yesterday.
Yeah, but we couldn't make any changes in the last Champions League.
No. What I'm saying is, well, that's kind of the point I'm making is that we now have the ability to change the team after Champions League games if need be.
I think we did after we played Sheffield, wasn't it?
Sheffield Wednesday,
and we hammered them, and I think was it like hammer was like not.
We got beat off Sheffield Wednesday.
No. So who did we beat 8-0?
When Sheffield United was when
sorry,
got an injury.
League game.
Yeah. So I think we played them straight after a Champions League game. I'm sure we did.
That was September the 20th. It was actually this weekend, more or less.
And I think we made a few changes there as well.
Was after PSG?
So it would have been after PSG.
I'm sure that's what. I'm sure. I might be completely wrong. I can't remember past.
So I'm
not going to remember that.
I'm sure it was late September.
The thing is, even with changes that we're making, it's still players because we're both sides of the wingers have chopped and changed every game so far this season. So it's not like you're bringing in somebody completely cold to it. They've all featured, and so even if he does decide to play either Gordon or Barnes on the left, he'll play either Murphy or.
But then could that latter continuity be a reason that we haven't been so fluid going forward, perhaps?
I think it's been more personnel.
It's a nice option to have, isn't it? It's been a long time since
exactly what we want and what we need.
Almost every position.
Even with Wissa and Murphy, not Murphy, sorry, Wissa, Ramsey and potentially Joe Linton being injured, we'll have still got quality there.
I'm going to end on one question. It's a kind of Newcastle related. So in the summer, I think we're all a little bit disappointed that we did not sign Sesko and he chose to go to Man United. What are your thoughts of him so far?
I think it's too early to say.
So far?
I think it's so far it's too early to say. I mean, it hasn't been especially impressive, but coming from Leipzig to Man U, expectations are different. Man United are like toxic. They're a real basket case at the minute.
That just totally reminds. Did you see the Man United massive hair guy?
Oh, that Bolter, yeah.
Old twat.
Yeah,
riding him around.
What was he doing?
Ridiculous, disgraceful behaviour.
That's really bad.
And then he got his back up when someone called him out on it as well.
Aye, pathetic.
Yeah,
absolutely awful.
It
was nice that there was other fans sort of stuck up from him.
He seems like a lovely kid as well.
He does.
He started popping up in me Instagram thing like quite early on, like a month or two in. So I followed him ever since then. Like, and he's like, he just seems like a nice lad.
He does.
And he's doing it for like it's a bit cracking, isn't it? And it's really,
funny,
but
like.
people are assholes.
Yeah.
I like how he said he was only going to do it for 3 games and he thought it was too easy.
It's 5, isn't it?
So
I
he
mean,
changed it
when have we won 5
Well,
in a row?
even if he'd done it on 3, he'd still be waiting.
I probably will be. It's a shame that he seems like a nice kid as well. Like, and it's not like he's doing it to be it. He's just doing it for a bit of fun, like so.
So back to Sesko. Toon Trev says that he thinks that we've dodged the bullet with him. I think it is too early to have a 100% correct answer on it.
He's a good player. He just hasn't been able to show it yet, and it is very, very difficult.
Do you still think he's made the wrong choice?
Nope. Well, I think he has made.
Has he made the right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
100%.
I don't think I think Manu have bought a good player. I think he's made the wrong choice. I think when we are sitting here saying we kind of judge Walter Marner just yet because he just come from the German league, he's only young. It's the same applies
exactly
to
the same.
Sesko.
I'm judging him because he's fucking mint.
The same applies to Sesko.
Voldemort.
Walter Marner, yes, I think he will be mint. But with Sesko, I think he's gone to the wrong club. I think Højlund going to Napoli, he'll have a great season. I think.
Well, it's exactly the same situation with Højlund, isn't it? Good young talent, plenty.
I wanted him.
Through.
I would have taken him.
That's what I wanted when I knew he was going to go.
You've got a weight of the world on your shoulders and a huge amount of expectation going.
The
As any player
I
going.
think Onana's got man of the match twice, and since he's got. I mean, obviously,
Got an assist.
Well, and Onana's done that. Like
Yeah.
Rashford has scored 2 in the
Rashford,
Champions League this week, got an assist. He turned up late for training, like so good
McTominay,
top, but
yes, he's
Scott
been one of the
McTominay-
best players in bloody.
Anthony's gone to Real Betis, and I absolutely love him out there. Like it's not a coincidence. I don't think and I think Højlund will be another one. I think he'll go to Napoli. They might not win the league this year, but I think he'll score a load of goals.
I think with
I know it's
Sesko,
different
going back
beats
to
as
that
well.
point, I've watched him because I really wanted him, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I have been quite surprised at how physically he doesn't. I know the Premier League's different, but he doesn't seem to be able to, he's not as strong as I thought he would be. I think that's something that I've been quite surprised at. Like, I mean, the Grimsby game was, well, I mean, it was an insane game, and he really played poor there. But it was the last game I was watching. Who did they play? Was it Chelsea? They were playing, weren't they? When their conditions were poor. Like, there's a couple of games I've seen him anyway.
Played against Grimsby as well.
Yeah, in Liverpool, I think he played against. Did they play? Oh, was it Arsenal? Sorry, I can't remember.
But even Cunha hasn't been great for them.
And Bournemouth's
Obviously, he's
been
been
good,
better, and Mbemba's been very good. But
I just think Sesko looks like quite shy and a bit scared.
He'll be all right. He'll come through.
But
Yeah,
even
that's what I think.
even
That's what I think.
Gyökeres at Arsenal
yeah.
hasn't been
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, he scored a few.
But it's
Well, he's getting a little bit of treatment like Voltameda in terms of just no one around him. Like, you know what I mean, you just isolate him.
Yeah.
It's a
really
hard
hard
job,
to tell.
isn't
It's 5 games and it's been an international break in the middle of it. I think Sesko signed after the season started anyway. I think Gyökeres might have done as well. Actually, I think maybe.
No, Gyökeres.
I know it'll never happen
Scored
because
against
of
Leeds,
course it's the way football's moved and the way the opposition sets up and stuff. But it would be mad to see some of these strikers if it was 2 up front. Like if let's say Gyökeres was up front with someone else, or it was Sesko and I'm trying to think of someone else who they've got. But you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I just find sometimes when a striker's up there on his Todd, it'd be a long old afternoon. Like you really can't.
Yeah.
You've really got to have people around you to provide you and support you, because if people are just lumping the ball up and you've got 2 centre halves hanging off your shirt, good night. Like you're not.
I remember time Shearer be isolated, and Shearer's the best I've ever seen holding the ball up like that.
Totally
And there's
agree.
times that he would lose it, bounce off him.
There's loads of times when we used to play, sort of in the Souness era, if I'm being honest, where we used to have one up, he was the one up front.
Yeah.
And as soon as you see the team sheet, I go, fuck yeah.
Because he had no pace by
He
that
had
point
no
either.
pace, like, you know
By
what I
the
mean?
time Souness came, like,
It's
yeah.
tough, like.
Right, I'm going to end it there. Thanks everybody who has joined us tonight. There's been almost 200 right the way from the start to the end. Just like the video, if you do want to become a subscriber, it costs you nothing to do that. We did hit 12,000 subscribers just a handful of days ago, so thanks very much. Help us get a 13,000. Hopefully it won't take as long as what it did to get a 12. If you do want to give an extra bit back, it is
this
just
is 12,000 real subscribers.
It is 12 actual real subscribers.
people.
We do not pay for any subscribers, but it is $2.99 a month to become a member. You get early access to videos. You get extra videos. I think there's been 2 members only videos this week as well. So yeah, you get loads and access to the Telegram group as well. We'll see you next time, and yeah, ta-ra.